You know, man, on this earth, you have one life. That's all you got. You got one life on this earth. And in my opinion, you would be doing others, yourself, and most importantly, God, a disservice if you did not put and give 110% into every aspect of your life. Giving 110% is not only what you deserve, it's what others deserve. It's also what God intended you to do. He puts every single part of your life together accordingly. From work happenings, to your friendships, to your relationships, to your setbacks and your set forths. Every single one of those things are a uniquely tailored blessing from God. Nobody else, nobody has the exact same life as you. And that also means that everybody has different blessings, all uniquely cultivated and specified to you. That's pretty neat. And that's a privilege. But with privilege, you got to uphold your end of the bargain. And in doing that, you got to give 110% to all the parts of your life. In Ecclesiastes 9:10, it says, whatever your hand finds to do it with all your heart. In Colossians 3:23-24, it says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not human masters. Since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is Lord Christ you are serving. And I think for me, man, once I came to the understanding, and more so came to the reality, that every single thing in your life, and I mean everything, is a gift and a blessing from God. And it's customized specifically for you. That's how special you are. Once you realize that, it makes a little bit more sense to give everything friggin' 110%. Relationships, friendships, hardships, setbacks and set forths, work, opportunities of all sorts. From the good all the way to what seems to be the bad. It's all from God. It's all part of His plan and His process for you. And I know damn well that God put a lot more than 110% into creating that plan and process for you. So what do you think that means for us? What do you think that means for you? What do you think that means for me? What it means is that it's in our best interest to give 110% to every part of our lives. If it's good, give it 110%. Love it like it's going away. Glorify it with everything you got. Be proud of it. Don't be boastful of it. You might be. We're not all perfect. I know I have been in the past. Hell, probably in the future I will be too. If it sets you back, give 110% into learning and growing from it. Give 110% into finding the lesson and the message and the learning from those. Yeah, give 110% into that. You're only going to grow from it. And in that, you can turn that into a blessing. It already was a blessing, but maybe it'll be easier for us to see if we give 110% into it. It says it in Colossians. It says it in Colossians. It says, if you work at it 100%, you will receive an inheritance from the Lord. That's freaking wicked, dude. That's pretty wicked stuff. You know, giving 110% is not the same on the board, right? Some things might take you all right here. Some things might take you all here. Some things might take you all the way up here. And some things you might find yourself right back on the same foot. But you know that in your heart, if you're giving 110%, what is meant to happen will happen. What's good for you will happen. For work, if you're given a project, or if you're given a little extra task, extra duty, maybe an opportunity, you're put in a scenario where you're able to showcase, somebody else sees something special in you and says, hey, I want that. I want them on that. Give it 110%, dude. What do you have to lose? Probably nothing. Definitely nothing. You have nothing to lose if you give it 110%. You know? Stay that extra hour, extra 2 hours. Maybe go above and beyond what you're expected to do, exceed expectations, ask for help. Give it 110%, because I'll tell you what, extra effort does not go unnoticed. Never has and never will. That stuff's never going out of style, brother. Never. Give it 110%. That's just with work. Goes for yourself too. You deserve 110% just like everybody else does. And don't forget that. You tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna lose some weight. I'm gonna follow this meal plan. Maybe I'm gonna pray every day. Maybe I'm gonna write in a journal. Maybe I'm gonna learn something new. Hell yeah. But you better freaking do it 110%. Because that's how you're really gonna get out of it what you want to get out of it. Not by going half-assed. You know, man. When it comes to friendships, give it 110%. Maybe reach out a little bit more often. Send that text of, hey brother, thinking about you. Or if you know that somebody, one of your friends, might be going through a difficult patch in their life, you hit them up and you say, hey man, I got you. Brother, I got you, whether you know it or not. I got you. If you don't have yourself, I got you. If one of your friends calls you out on something, maybe take a second to think about what they're saying. Learn from it. Don't just say you're going to change and not. That's not giving 110%. Listening to what a friend has to say, bettering yourself from what your friends have to say, what they show you. That's giving 110%. You know, man, and in relationships, maybe make that meal that you know that they love. Maybe write that note. Take 10 seconds out of your day to give 110%. Write what you love about them. Give it to them in a cool way. Maybe buy them and get them those flowers that you know that they love. Maybe listen to them. Don't just hear them, listen to them. Get to know what they appreciate, what they don't appreciate. Don't do the things that they don't appreciate. Show up all the time. Just do it. Do the tiniest little things. Pay attention to the tiniest little things, because I'll tell you what, to know somebody is to love them. And to love somebody, you got to know them. If you want to know somebody and you want to love somebody, you can't give anything less than 110%. 110% is the bare minimum. Do things for that person, not maybe sometimes not because you want to, or it's exactly what you want to do in that moment, but you know that you'll get to see the smile of a person who's a blessing in your life. That's giving 110%. Being their soft spot during a hard time, you're only going to be able to do that by giving 110%. Love that person 110% of your heart. Show up when you don't want to. And this isn't just with people, this is in every aspect of a relationship, or this is in every aspect of your life. Show up at all times, especially when you don't want to show up. That's when you should be showing up. You know, this goes for friendships and relationships, but be their number one fan. Hell, whether they just won the whole damn championship or they got knocked out first round of playoffs, if they didn't even make the bye week, fuck, you're showing up on their doorstep with one of those big old foam fingers saying, look, I'm your number one fan no matter what. You do that for your friends. You do that for your loved ones. You do that for yourself. You give 110% to the blessings God decided to articulate and put in your life. Also, understand that you deserve people that are 110% in your life. You do not deserve less. You never will. You deserve an environment that pushes you to give 110%. You deserve people in your life that see the 110% that you put in. No one deserves anything less. You don't deserve no half buck 50% willy-nilly. You don't deserve no 85%. You deserve 110%, whether you understand it or not. I'm here to tell you that you do. God knows that you do. You probably think that you know that you do, but you do, whether you think it or not. My favorite part about giving 110% into every aspect of your life comes in the form of a question. And that question is, what happens if it doesn't work out? Now, let me be very clear. Oftentimes, no matter what part of our life it is, whether it be something that has to do with work, something that has to do with your home life, something that has to do with your friendships, something that has to do with a relationship, it does not matter. Your brain will try to play tricks on you. Your brain will put the thought, what happens if it doesn't work out, in your mind before there's even signs that the situation you're in is not going to work out. I wrote down this quote. I don't remember who said it, so I pray to God that I don't get copyrighted or whatever the fuck. This quote says, "Second guessing is a disease that will spread to other aspects of your life, regardless of where it starts." And I think that is one of the most powerful quotes that I've ever heard. You don't owe it to yourself. You do not deserve the thought of what happens if it doesn't work out. Because oftentimes the reality is that it will work out. If you're giving 110% to something, it will work out. But that's the devil getting in your mind there. That's not God. That thought is not God. That thought is nervousness. That thought is anxiety. That thought is the product of not giving 110%. Stay with me. In giving 110%, my favorite part of it is what happens if it doesn't work out. Well, simple life more. What the fuck does that mean? If you give 110% to a part of your life, no matter what part of your life it is, no matter what blessing you're deciding to give 110% to, if you give your every effort and more, and it still doesn't work out, well, partner, that can only mean one thing. What that means is that it's not in God's plan for you. It's not in God's plan for that aspect to be in your life. It's pretty cool how he does things like that. He's looking out for us, whether we realize it or not. He always is. And in giving 110% to every aspect of your life, God is going to fish out the things that do not deserve to stay. That's just how it works. It's like a friggin' filtration system. Because let's say you give 110% and something does not work out. God fishes it out. He's going to do it pretty quickly. It might come abrupt. It often does. But in God letting us know that that's not a part of our life, or it's not meant to be a blessing in our life, we get something out of that. That 110% does not go unnoticed by God. And what happens is that we get something out of it. You get some closure, you know? You get some peace of mind. You get to finally let go of that breath that you've been holding in. Maybe taking a new deep one. Your mind gets to rest a little bit, because if you put 110% into something, no matter what aspect of your life it is, and it does not work out, at least work out the way that you thought it was going to, because it always works out the way God intended it to. If you left no stone unturned and it does not work out well, that means that it is not a part of your life, not supposed to be a part of your life. That means that God sees that causing harm for you in the future, and he's taking it upon himself to say, let me do it for you. Let me remove that for you before you shoot yourself in the foot. Because if he didn't, that's exactly what we would do. When he does that, when he decides that a certain blessing, a certain aspect of your life that you put 110% in does not deserve to be in your life anymore, what he does is he exchanges gifts. He doesn't just take it away and walk away. He takes it away, but in return, he gives you something even better. And what he's given you is something to learn from. It's something to grow from. It's something to gain maturity from. And it's something to be thankful for. We should be thankful. We owe it to ourselves, to others, and most importantly to God, to be thankful when he decides that something should not be a part of our life anymore. And especially if you put 110% into that. Because that's the only way that you're going to find out if something's meant for you or not. When you put 110% into something, you give it your all, and it doesn't work out, that's okay. That is okay. Because that's what was supposed to happen, whether you want it to or not. Sometimes you got to take your pride and your ego and throw it out the door. It's got to go. You got to make some room for God to work. Because if you put 110% into something and it doesn't work out, that's God saying one of two things. Hell, sometimes I'll even say both. That's him either saying, not right now. You don't need that right now. Not right now. Or that's him saying, hey, look, man, how about never? You're never going to need that. You might have needed it in the moment, but that's not a forever thing. And that means never. And when I say that, I want you to understand that there's only going to be one way for you to discover which one of the two answers God's given you, whether it's a not right now or whether it's a never. You're not going to believe this, but it's by continuing to give 110% into all the other aspects of your life. Because when you do that, when you give 110% into all the aspects of your life, what is meant to happen will happen. And whether you understand it in the moment or not, it's the best thing that could happen. It's what should happen. And we don't get to decide what should happen. We get to make up in our mind what we want to happen. But oftentimes what we want and what needs to happen are on different lines. They're on different playing fields. They don't see eye to eye. How could we? How could we see eye to eye with the Creator? There's no possible way. But what we can do is to glorify Him by giving 110% and turning our wants into our prayers. Because God hears our prayers. Every single one of them. And He listens. And He understands. He knows when we want something that we shouldn't have. just as much as he knows what we need to have. I'm gonna tell you what, man. It's fucking hard sometimes. It's hard. It's hard to show up all the time. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not. It's hard to give 110% all the time. But if you are putting in the effort, because the effort does not go unnoticed. If other people don't notice it, God does. If you're putting 110% and trying to put 110%, doing your best to put 110%, and you're doing so for the interest of others, for yourself, and most importantly, to glorify the blessings that God puts in your life, I can promise you one thing. And that one thing is that what is best for you and what is meant to happen will happen when you put 110% into your life.